Carter is worse.
Uh-oh. Oh, man.
He's smarter. He's patient. He's not sloppy. Just been lining up people he calls friends and stepping to the side while they get hit by the guillotine for 30 years.
It's getting hard to ignore now. What started as whispers online has suddenly exploded onto national television. And this time, it's not just another interview people scroll past. This time, Jaguar Wright sat down, looked straight into the camera, and said things that made even the host uncomfortable. And the moment that clip hit the internet, everything changed. Because what nobody expected was how fast Beyonce would respond. We're talking immediate reaction, not days later, not weeks of silence, right away. And now people are asking, what exactly was said behind those cameras that pushed things this far?
Carter is just as bad as the diddler. And I know that for a fact. I got the scars to prove it.
So there's been so many people on the internet trying to figure out where you are. They're watching you. They're doing all types of stuff trying to figure you
You
out.
wanna know what a box cutter feels like going into your skin and ripping you? I'll tell you how it feels. Y'all ain't seen shit. That Cassie, that's nothing.
So are you trying to say like Jay-Z put hands on you?
I'm saying Sean Carter remembers everything he did to me and he's got it on tape. Just like Diddy.
Because this isn't just internet drama anymore. This is stepping into legal territory, reputations on the line, and a story that's starting to feel way bigger than anyone thought. Jaguar didn't just speak, she stunned everyone. And Beyonce, she didn't stay quiet this time. To really understand why this moment hit so hard, you have to go back and look at who Jaguar Wright is and how she became one of the most controversial voices in the industry. Jaguar wasn't always seen as this outspoken figure calling people out. Back in the day, she was respected. She had talent, real connections.
The Me Too movement was a ruse. It was a setup. It was a scam. I'm saying that now, publicly. Dream Hampton spearheaded the Surviving R. Kelly campaign, which fueled the Me Too campaign. And that was all funded by Sean Carter to make sure that Robert Kelly went to jail, get his lick back. Why is nobody understanding that Dream Hampton was being financed and ran by Sean Carter? They were able to go and get all of these witnesses because he was there with Robert Kelly. How does Jay-Z sit down with Gayle King and she not ask him one question about the intersection between him and Aaliyah and Robert Kelly? This is insane that people keep refusing to see what's right there. If the Me Too movement were real, why aren't they speaking now? They've also been very quiet in this time of the diddler's downfall.
Jaguar,
Guess they on vacation.
And she was around some of the biggest names in music. She worked closely with artists, performed on major stages, and moved in circles most people only hear about. But somewhere along the way, things shifted. She started speaking out. At first, people didn't pay much attention. It felt like random interviews, scattered claims, stories that were hard to verify. And because she was going up against powerful names like Jay-Z and Beyonce, many fans immediately dismissed her. They called it bitterness. They said she was clout chasing. Some even laughed it off.
Victims right now who are willing to give testimony about not only what Mr. Carter has done to them, but his wife as well. They're a nasty little couple. They do nasty things.
what do you think happened with Kim
Keeping
Porter?
people against their will, putting people on planes while they're unconscious, just like Aaliyah got on that plane, unconscious. There's a lot of things that people don't want to talk about. Pierce.
But Jaguar didn't stop. Year after year, she kept talking. Same names, same energy, same confidence. And slowly, people started noticing something. She wasn't backing down. even when the internet turned on her, even when platforms tried to ignore her, she kept showing up and repeating her claims like she had nothing to lose. Then came the shift.
I kind of eased up, but then we ran into each other. It's a long story.
So you and Jay was both getting at Aaliyah, obviously.
Everybody was getting at Aaliyah, bro.
Right.
She was like, you know, she'll go to dinner with her. She wasn't going to just be smashed.
When bigger industry conversations started happening, lawsuits, allegations, and behind-the-scenes stories surfacing, suddenly people began revisiting what Jaguar had been saying all along. Not because everything was proven, but because the timing started to feel uncomfortable. Like maybe, just maybe, some things weren't as simple as they once seemed. And that's what made her latest appearance so intense. Because this time, she wasn't on a small podcast or a random live stream. She was on national television. The interview started off normal. Casual tone, basic questions, nothing too heavy. But you could feel it building.
You know this is going to be hard for me. Because he was throwing, because his friends were laughing at him.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
I might have a up question since we're talking about Aaliyah, and ignore me if it's too much, but do you have any opinion on the R. Kelly situation? Do you think he got railroaded or he's where he belongs?
Jaguar sat there, calm, almost too calm, like she already knew what she was about to say would shake things up. And then she went there. She started bringing up names. Big names. She spoke about power in the industry, control, influence, the kind of influence that shapes careers and, according to her, silences people. And then she mentioned Beyonce. The room shifted. You could literally feel the energy change through the screen. The host tried to keep things balanced, asking careful questions, giving her chances to clarify, but Jaguar didn't hesitate. She doubled down on her statements, making it clear she wasn't speaking hypothetically. She spoke like she believed every word.
Do you have any opinion on the R. Kelly situation? Do you think he got railroaded or he's where he belongs?
Yeah, I think he's where he belongs.
Now, here's the thing. None of these claims were presented as proven facts. They were her perspective, her experiences, her interpretation of what she's seen in the industry. But still, the impact was immediate. Because when you say things like that on national TV, it doesn't stay contained. Clips started circulating within minutes. Social media went into overdrive. Some people supported her, saying she's been trying to tell her story for years. Others pushed back hard, defending Beyonce and calling the claims reckless and dangerous.
Everybody that knows Sean Carter knows that he will slump anyone in any relationship for $1. Look at how he did Dane. Like, I don't give a if you wanted to get away from your homie, if you wanted to get away from your partner, but to do it the way he did it, it's malicious. But maybe that was because he was the girl that didn't want you.
But here's the twist. Before the conversation could even settle, reports started coming out that Beyonce's team had already taken notice, and not in a passive way. We're talking about a response that felt calculated, fast, and very intentional. Statements began circulating, not directly from Beyonce herself, but from sources close to her. The message was clear. These claims are not being taken lightly. And suddenly, the conversation shifted from gossip to consequences.
I just know that was, you know what I'm saying, that was a spiritual murder, whether people know it or not, because God don't kill people. You know what I'm saying, whether people know it or not, you know. I could go deep, but a lot of people, I would have to really bring proof, you know what I'm saying, for what I learned. And she just was cut down in the prime of her life. And it's so unfair.
Because now people weren't just asking, did Jaguar go too far? They were asking, is this about to turn into a legal battle? What made everything even more intense was the timing, because Beyonce has been under a microscope lately, whether it's fair or not. Every move, every connection, every old story, people are revisiting everything. And Jaguar stepping onto a national platform right now, that wasn't just random. it hit at a moment when public attention was already high. And that's why the response came so quickly. Because in situations like this, silence can be dangerous. Silence lets narratives grow. Silence gives people room to speculate. And this time, it seems like Beyoncé's team wasn't willing to let that happen. Behind the scenes, insiders started hinting that legal options were being considered, not confirmed, but strongly suggested. And that alone changed everything.
Jaguar Wright unexpectedly made several serious allegations about Jay-Z and Beyonce during that interview. As I said in the moment, they were not present to respond or defend themselves, but now they have. Their lawyers contacted us to say that those claims were totally false and have no basis in fact, and we've therefore complied with the legal request to cut them from the original interview. Editing interviews is not something we do lightly at a show called Uncensored. But, like the proverbial cries of fire in a crowded theatre, there are legal limits on us too. And we apologise to Jay-Z and Beyonce.
Because now Jaguar isn't just speaking freely online, now she's potentially facing real-world consequences for what she said on a major platform. But here's where it gets complicated. Some people believe this could backfire, because taking legal action means opening the door to deeper conversations, more attention, more digging. And in situations like this, once things go public in a legal sense, it's no longer just about shutting someone down. It becomes a full-blown examination. And not everyone is sure that's a road either side wants to go down. What nobody expected, though, was how emotional this situation would start to feel. Because beyond the headlines, beyond the viral clips, these are real people. Jaguar Wright, whether people agree with her or not, clearly feels strongly about what she's saying. You can hear it in her voice, see it in her expressions. This isn't casual for her. And on the other side, Beyoncé has spent decades building a reputation that's almost untouchable. Carefully crafted, highly respected, protected. So when something like this hits, it's not just about one interview. It's about everything that comes with it. Fans feel it. Supporters defend their side. Critics speak louder. And suddenly, it's not just a story anymore. It's a divide. You've got people saying Jaguar is brave for speaking out, and others saying she's crossing a line that shouldn't be crossed without proof. And right in the middle of all that noise, the truth becomes harder and harder to find. At the heart of all this is something deeper than just one interview. It's about trust. Trust in public figures, trust in the stories we're told, trust in what we choose to believe. Because when someone steps forward and challenges a powerful image, it forces people to pause, to question, to rethink what they thought they knew. And that's uncomfortable. That's why situations like this always get so intense. Because it's not just about who's right or wrong, it's about perception. And once perception starts shifting, even slightly, it's hard to control where it goes. Now everything feels like it's on edge. Jaguar Wright has said her piece, loudly, clearly, and on one of the biggest stages she's ever had. Beyoncé's side has responded, quickly, firmly, and with the kind of presence that reminds people exactly who they're dealing with. And the public? They're watching, waiting, refreshing their feeds to see what happens next. Because this doesn't feel finished, not even close. If anything, it feels like the beginning of something much bigger. And the real question now isn't just about what was said, it's about what happens next. Will this turn into a legal fight? Will more people step forward? Or will this fade away like so many other stories before it? One thing's for sure, this moment changed the conversation, and whether people admit it or not, everyone is paying attention now. So what do you think? Did Jaguar Wright go too far? Or is there more to this story than people want to admit? Drop your thoughts below. Share this with someone who's been following the situation, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Because if this story continues the way it's going, you already know we're gonna be right here breaking it all down.